For today's art activity, we are going to use the StopMotion app. Once you tap it and open up the StopMotion app, you are going to click the plus sign to start a new movie. Once you have tapped the plus sign to start a new movie, we are going to adjust some of the settings before we start filming. First, I'm going to tap on the gear at the bottom middle, and I want to go to the aspect ratios. So that's going to be the one where it's got like the arrows on the corners of the rectangle. And I want to select the vertical rectangle. I'm going to tap that one, and then once I have chosen that, I press done to exit out. Then I'm going to come over underneath of the red button under the arrow. There are some sliding bars with dots on them. I'm going to tap there, and under my focus setting, I want to set it to auto lock the focus. This way that when the light changes, things move, the focus doesn't get blurry. So I want to press AL for auto lock the focus and the exposure. Now I'm going to position my iPad so I can see my art figure, and I'm going to start clicking pictures. I'm going to press the red button to take a photo. Then I can see my picture down here. That's my first frame. Now I'm ready to take my second picture. When I take my second picture, I want to move my object just a little bit, and then I'm going to press the red button to take the photo. Over on the left-hand side are the onion skins. You want that little white dot to be in the middle of that line so you can see your onion skins. It's sort of a ghostly effect. It shows you where you were and where you're going. And I'm going to continue this process. When you move the figure, please make sure you're only moving him a tiny little bit at a time. This way, the movement will look more natural in the finished video. If you accidentally take a picture with a hand in it, you can tap on the frame and then select delete. I'm going to continue this process. Remember, we are aiming for about 10 frames per second, so we do want to make sure we're only moving our figure a tiny little bit at a time. Try moving the entire body, and then try isolating the movement to maybe just one of the arms. See if you can get your figure to wave or do the robot or something fun. I am going to maybe move two of the arms at the same time. Instead of just moving the entire thing, think about moving multiple parts at the same time. Maybe the one arm goes up, one arm goes down, one arm goes up, one arm goes down, or the head tilts sideways back and forth. Be creative with it and try to think of ways that you can make the movement look more realistic. That looks good. I'm going to continue this process for quite a while. It takes to get all the photos for a movie, so I am going to continue this process. If I want to make a film that is 10 seconds and each second is 10 pictures, we are looking at about 100 pictures for our 10-second movie. So we do need to take a lot of pictures today. Move his feet, maybe one forward, one backwards. See if you can get them to kick and move or make it look like he's walking. That is a fun thing to do as well. Now, if I have a motion or a movement that I want to have repeat over and over and over, there's an easier way to do it other than just taking a ton of pictures. I'm going to go through the movement maybe one time with the pictures. And after I've taken all of the photos for that movement, I'm going to go down to my frames and I'm going to select them and then copy and paste them. So I'm moving the pieces just a little bit at a time, and you can see in those onion skins how far you are moving. And if you want to move in bigger chunks, that's okay too. It'll just make the movement look like it's faster. That looks pretty good. Now, I'm going to rotate him forwards. And let's see if I can start copying and pasting some of his movements. That looks pretty good. So now, down at the bottom, I'm going to swipe over, and it can take a little bit. You can use those onion skins to kind of see where it starts. I'm going to find where the kicking starts. So I think it starts right about here is where I want to start. I'm going to press the frame, and then I'm going to press select, and then I'm going to swipe over to highlight them all blue, all the way to the very last frame, right about there. Then I press it, and I press copy. Tap the button that says copy. Then swipe all the way over to the right, and instead of pressing the camera, red button, you tap the camera, you press paste, and then you can swipe over again to the camera, tap the camera at the bottom, and then tap paste, and it'll put all of those frames in there for you. So you don't have to keep taking photographs of the exact same movement over and over and over. It'll save you a little bit of time. Now, underneath of the red button, there is an arrow, and that is the playback button. I can hit that button and play back my entire video. I am checking to see if there are any hands. Maybe I need to go back and delete frames that got messed up. Look for those things as you're watching your video back. The entire video looks pretty good. So one thing I might want to do is I need to go into my settings, and on that very first one that looks like sort of like the gauge on a car, I want to set it to 10 frames per second because I think it defaulted it to 4 frames, and I want it to go a little faster so my movement looks more natural. It's doing the robot, he's walking, he's kicking, he's turning sideways. That looks good. Definitely make sure you go into your settings and you adjust it so it's 10 frames per second. Then you're going to tap the box with the up arrow, and you're going to export to your movie, and then tap save video. Once it exports and saves, you are all finished with this activity, and you can clean up and put everything away.